All right, welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good, so what do we do next? We probably need to do some reviewing. There have been approved changes being piling up. Let's see. This one here. Let's see. That one. Yeah. Okay. Let's approve this. Okay. Texture loader has an infinite loop. Yeah. Okay, we need to wait until this is done. Good. Let's see. What else do we have approved? Quite a lot, actually. Quite a lot. Okay, I would say we merge all of this here. All of this. This guy is done, right? Let me see. Yeah, this merge config. Okay. Fix crashes if nearest command button target is not found. Okay. Prevent dead units from blocking positional context commands. Okay. Do not deselect worker on canceling building placements. That is also ready. Right, let me see. Yeah, generals. This one is ready. And this one is also ready. This one is 0 hour specific. Yeah. Okay. This one, show the experience bar for the selected players. This one is also generals. Yeah, okay. Fix angry mob selection and clearing of unit information from the control bar. Okay, this one is in both generals and 0 hour. Yep. This one is good. Fix angry mob selection and clearing of unit information from the control bar when deselecting a unit during replay. Oof, that's description is quite complicated, but it's probably correct. This one is 0 hour specific. Resolve a crash caused by AI player not finding valid sneak attack location. Fix call sites to AI command interface with invalid function parameter. Okay, we probably need to move these guys into... So this is milestone stability. Jesus. Stability fixes. This one is stability. This one is not. Minor fix. Minor. This is stability, yeah. Okay, this looks good. Then we wait for this to finish building and then we can start merging. Fix. Let's change the description to fix. Fix infinite loop with internals. Infinite looping. Fix infinite looping with this in channels. Did I already approve it or? I did not. Okay, correct. So looks okay. Looks good. I think this was not necessary initializing these two to 0 because they are assigned right afterwards here. But if we copy then 0 hour again on this, then it will change again this line. Whatever. As long as the bug is fixed, I guess it's good enough for now. Okay. Good. Then yeah, let's wait for this guy, and then yeah, then we still have this whole. We still have this whole. Still have. The whole camera movement fiasco from decoupling the frame rates. Yeah, and the buggy movement, the physics behavior, something in there too, right? Yeah, that's something we can continue looking into, or maybe. How about I make a commit here? Let me clean up a little bit here. Now this does actually mean we can remove this here again, right? I will leave it in for experimentation. Okay, how about we do, I stash this for now. Okay. Merge and move game memory files to core. Looks good to me. I know it was a bit of a fuff, but I think for the time being it's a safer option to still keep something separated. This needs a rebase. Oh yes, it does. Oh boy. Oof. 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 Okay, let's merge first the others and then we solve the conflicts. Yeah. What about this other change here? Yeah, the smudge effects. So I have the smudges working locally on my machine now with this change, but yeah, it's unclear. It's unclear what the issue really is. It could be a driver issue, GPU issue. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, it's really weird issue. Yeah. Also needs rebasing. Huh? This submodule update in its recursive. That always takes a long time when changing branches. That's not so nice. I wonder if we should disable it again. Git. Question is where. Maybe here. Update submodules on checkout. Update submodules on checkout. I guess it's required because different branches can have different submodule revisions, and so every time you check out a branch, it needs to update the submodules. So I guess it's required. Yeah. I am not so sure. Like the submodule thing is something new to me. Obviously, it's not new tech, but it's new to me. I'm not really expert in this thing. Yeah. But I guess it's better to have everything in sync than chase some rabbits running away. Okay. Huh? Fix infinite looping. Okay. Maybe say fix infinite looping. Fix looping. How would we say fix game hang? Fix game hang. Fix generals game hang with that. Fix generals. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Okay. Okay, fix generals game hang with texture loader. Okay. Was introduced this project. Don't need to specify this here. Okay, that's good. Fix crash if nearest command button target is not found. Yeah. Then we can also merge this one. Fix crash. Okay. Okay. Dominator has some topics for a call. Let me give him a call. Or he calls.
Yo, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Dominator. I have a recording running right now. Do you want me to mute it or?
Nah, we can. Let's do it. Let's do it live.
Okay. Yeah, it's not live, but it's recording. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it will be broadcast. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just my daily uploading of videos. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, nothing like a good conversation about 0 on a Sunday morning.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't want to take up too much of your time because, like, I think these 3-hour arguments and forum posts and stuff is a waste of not only my time but like your time. You're working on 0 hour, improving it, so I don't want to take loads of your time. So I'll get straight into it. Like last like 4 or 5 days, I've been playing this Generals Online, and honestly, it's like amazing. The 60 hertz, the super smoothness, all the viewers and fans love it. We've been playing 8-player free for alls, like multiple 1-hour matches, no mismatches, a few connection issues here and there, but it's like light and day, and it's amazing. And I know that 99% of that work that's going into it is from you guys and the super hackers. So first of all, thanks for that. It's amazing. And I think the future is already here. Like, it's going to be painful for me now to go back to original Zero Hour and go on Radmin and play the World Series and whatever, it's going to be painful because everybody's loving this Generals Online already. We had like 50 people in the lobby yesterday. I made a match and 7 people joined and we had a game like instantly, and everybody loved it. So yeah, I don't know how aware you are that we've been playing that, or if you have any comments on that.
Well, I didn't have the pleasure yet to really play because I'm just focusing on work, but I think this is exactly what we are building towards, making the best game we can. And yeah, I think players can already see that, so that's great.
Yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, almost like all these arguments and conversations on the forums and stuff is almost like kind of irrelevant and pointless because to me, I've got already what I want. Selfishly, I can just double click this Generals Online EXE, press multiplayer, press online. I'm online in like 5 seconds, and I can already play without mismatches. That's all I ever wanted, really. The 60 hertz thing is just a bonus. So all of this is almost irrelevant. All these silly little arguments and whatever.
Yeah,
so,
and this is just a beginning. I mean, we are just 5 months in, and it will only get better from here on, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So first of all, massive thank you because I know that Generals Online have set up the servers and they're working on quick match and whatever, but 90% of the work has come from the super hackers. So first of all, thank you. That's really cool. Secondly, there's 2 different topics on game replay. So there's like the game patch one, where there's a lot of like negative comments and stuff. Okay, a lot of that is from me. But then there's also the Generals Online topic. And if you look in there, everything's like super, super positive. And I think part of that, or maybe most of that, is due to the approach from the different guys. If I'm speaking with Old Analytics and with Daniel's X64 and Ronin, their approach and the way you speak to them and just generally communicating with it's just a complete delight, and they're open and they listen to me, Xcal, Spalding, Marikar, and everybody just loves them. It's like they have this aura and they have this vision, and they're implementing changes to Generals Online like every 24 hours as a new update, and it's just like a breath of fresh air, and they're so easy to work with. But then you look on like the game patch one, and most of the comments are negative. There's mostly arguments going on. I just think there's I don't know, maybe you guys can learn something from the Generals Online guys. I don't know, just like in the past you've made comments like, oh, diagonal movement will be fixed no matter what, you guys will try it. And I think things like that like alienate people and turn people against the super hackers and that topic a little bit. Whereas the Generals Online guys like always listening to players and okay, you don't want this fixed, no problem, we won't touch it. Are you aware of that? Do you see that as well?
Yeah, of course. I see, and I'm kind of relaxed about now because, in the end, I mean, the goal is that the players, they have to control their own fate in a way, right? So, like we as developers, we won't tell players what they can play or not play. We just offer the implementations for it, and then they can choose what they like. And right now the players gravitate to Generals Online and they play that, and that's fine. Or they stick with the original retail game, that's also fine. To me, like my take on this is, if there is a problem in the game, then there can be a solution for it, and it's up for individual projects to find like what they like. So for example, I can't tell like the Shockwave developers what they can put or not put in their mod, right?
Yeah.
If they want to fix something, then I don't want to push back against that, right? And so this is the way I see it. And like from developer side, we identify issues and then we try to find options, whether it's relevant for like the core competitive multiplayer is of course a different topic.
Yeah. But you do see though how in the past, maybe before the source code release, a lot of times you came out with stuff like, oh, diagonal movement will be fixed, or scrap deny will be fixed. It is a bug, it will definitely be fixed. You do see that, yeah? Or am I imagining that?
Yes, I think the communication was a bit more pushy before source code release because there were also less options to craft it in a more open manner. Like without the source code, you can't implement like functionalities that allow for different directions. Right? With the source code, we have much more freedom to build this in ways that, you know, more people can, you know, have different experiences. Like we have way more freedom to implement great things. So it totally changes the way that we can approach developing the patch or patches.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that probably then leads me on to point number 4 on my list, where I was talking about like very bad communication. I think what all of this just needs is like, I don't know, a new topic on game replays or a post in certain discords to say, okay, phase 1, estimated early 2026 or whatever, or maybe no estimate. In phase 1, no balance, no controversial things will change. None of this will change, blah, blah, blah. In phase 2 in 2027 or whatever, experts, we may call upon you for your opinion to do these few controversial changes. But I haven't seen any kind of communication or knowledge like that. It's just like certain people pop up in the forum, oh, we won't touch anything. But then you're sending me these lists of controversial changes. There just needs to be like a little announcement, just like a decent communication. Even Xcal said to me yesterday, he literally wrote the sentence that you guys just need to put out. I think he literally wrote, oh, hey, Xcal, at the minute, we won't touch anything controversial. Until in 2 years, we may call upon your expertise about this. It literally just needs to be that, but I haven't seen it. Am I being blind, or has it just not been that communication?
It's probably buried in many GitHub topics. So the conversations are there in the Discords and in GitHub. But yeah, it's possible that there's no like one page that gives like a super dumbed down overview of all the things.
That's what's needed. Yeah. That's it. That's what's needed. Okay, yeah, it's on GitHub. And I honestly do try to make an effort and try and use GitHub. I've even been installing programs that using ChatGPT, all kinds of random AI models and stuff like that. I've been using GitHub a lot lately. But you got to remember that 99% of players have no idea what GitHub is. They don't use it. Only me and Rage, out of the experts, I think, made some comments on there in the past. So like, we're not going to find it buried deep in GitHub. It's extremely difficult for people like me to use.
I totally understand. Like, there's just too much going on, and of course, players don't want to follow all the nitty-gritty details. They want some overview, or when a patch comes, they want to have some change log that shows them what has changed, right? Things like this. And yeah, the developer discussions. I mean, the developers, the way I see it, they are aligned on the vision, and you know, like 98% of the things, they are not controversial topics. Like all the tech improvements and fixing and all the stuff. This is all very logical things to do, right? Fixing the game, and then there part of it is this controversial stuff, bugs that affect gameplay or design that affects gameplay. And of course, I mean, it has always been acknowledged that these are controversial, and that's why we label them as controversial in our repositories. And I mean, with code from the beginning, we said no controversial gameplay changes in the code. If we make some changes to gameplay, make them opt in or opt out. And this allows then any projects that derive from our work to properly configure on their side whether they want a certain thing or not. And so right now, our code repository is probably the closest to the original and the purest that there is. Like, there's no other repository that does what we do. We literally work towards making it retail compatible. That means it can't be any more true to the original game than this. Obviously, there will be a time when we break it, because like this retail compatibility is great for onboarding, but it's not sustainable, and it's bad for like fixing more things that want to be fixed, right? There are issues that you have to tackle, and it breaks compatibility, so it will have to be done. But it's something we said from the start that there's no need to do it right now, because there is enough to do with keeping retail compatibility. There are enough issues for everyone to tackle, and not go into changing, you know, how game mismatch, right? So So for us, it's a good direction, and yeah, whether this all will work out, we will have to see, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. Zero is probably full of 99,000 issues and you keep in retail compatibility. I totally get that because you need to work on all them changes first, I guess. They're the most important or most logical to work on first. I do think, though, if you do release that in a phase one, but Generals Online, meanwhile, is running in 60 hertz, for example, I don't know how people are going to react. I think people are gravitating already towards a 60 hertz thing. Viewers are going crazy. The gameplay is the smoothest I've ever seen. The netcode's been rewritten, which I don't know if that will be included in your patch or not. So I don't know how successful it's going to be because I can't see myself going back from the 60 hertz now. It's like night and day. I don't know if you've seen any videos or streams, but it's like so smooth, man. It's crazy. So I don't know how successful it's going to be in phase one if you just release it like that. That's just my view, but it might be wrong.
Yeah, I also don't know. We will have to see.
Okay. Okay, I wrote Crybaby Experts as number 3. This probably comes with the bad communication and stuff. I think people like Undead, and I go through the community outpost, and he's writing, oh, Crybaby Experts this, Crybaby Expert that. And then in a Discord channel yesterday, he's comparing people who complain about balance changes to child rapists, and they need to be bullied like child rapists do. This just makes the super hackers in general look bad, I think, like, because he's associated with you guys or community outpost, and he's wrote like 10 different comments in community outpost saying, oh, experts just cry babies, day 0 since an expert complained about something. So okay, well, we're not allowed to comment about something, otherwise we're classed as a crybaby, which I don't agree with that. But then this thing he's comparing us to child rapists. Like, what an idiot, man. This guy needs mental help, probably. And I believe Excal had a 30-minute conversation with him yesterday, and they sorted it out. And I think he apologized and retracted some of his comments. But when you've got people like this on board, and even though Excal sorted it out with him, I only give it a few days before he comes out with something else completely obnoxious and crazy. And I don't know what I'm expecting an answer from you here, but it just makes you guys look generally bad being associated with people like that. And Undead, I think, came from my Discord. I've played many free-for-alls with him. I've been on voice chat with him before. But suddenly now he's coming out with all this mental stuff. It's like, I don't know what's wrong with the guy.
I haven't seen this comment that you mentioned.
Yeah.
I have seen this crybaby thing, and I have also replied that it's better to not say these things. I don't know.
Probably just demonetized your video, by the way. You don't have to mute that.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't have monetization on my channel.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't speak for him. But that's on him. I don't know. I can only say that I very much appreciate his work towards the Gen Hub launcher, because that's very important work. Yeah, as to like the social interaction, yeah, it doesn't sound good. Yeah, it's something that he needs to solve then, or yeah.
All right, I think that's everything I wanted to mention. Yeah, I think just the most important thing is just putting an announcement out there, not buried in this game patch topic, not buried in GitHub, not buried on community outposts. Just a really like short, punchy statement on Game Replays, all Discord channels, maybe a YouTube video to say, okay, this is the roadmap. If you can give an ETA, say, oh, okay, early 2026 in phase 1, we definitely won't touch anything controversial. I think that's what's been missing, and just a miscommunication. And then if you ask me to review a list of 128 changes and I can't make that public knowledge without causing a shitstorm, then I think there's a miscommunication in general between all of you guys. Like, I should be able to make anything public and people just say, oh, well, yeah, of course. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, if you ask me to review 128 changes and I make that public knowledge, and then Undead says, oh, you've now caused a shitstorm, that doesn't make any sense at all. I should be able to make that public, and all of the guys on the Super Hackers go, oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, we're reviewing that for phase 3 in 2028 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like you should be able to leak. You should be able to leak any message
Yeah,
or
of
leak
course.
anything, and it not cause a shitstorm. If it does, someone's hiding something or someone's doing something wrong.
I don't understand the problem right now. So my inquiry to you was to
Yeah.
review the controversial that are currently in the data branch. And it was a genuine request just to get the expert opinion on what they think needs to be reverted or disabled.
But in that message, should you have said, "Oh, in phase 2 or 3," and made it clear nothing will be touched in phase 1? Because that's probably where I'm confused.
Yeah, I mean, for me it was clear, but I think I did clarify it then sometime later. I think I did. Maybe I didn't.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not relevant now at all because we don't do any gameplay changes. Otherwise, it wouldn't be retail compatible, right? Plus, it's data and not code. We only do code right now. But it's something that probably will pop up later again, right? Once we get back to that kind of stuff. So, it's just something that can be worked on in parallel. I mean, we could also do it later, but you can also just do it now. I don't know what your work schedule is.
No, I could do it now. Like some of the terminology that you use, like when you're talking about clean game state and repository and stuff like this, is terms that I'm not familiar with. You probably need to talk in more simple terms to me. And maybe some of the other experts and other people too. Like, I don't know what clean game state means, to be honest. And I don't really care. All you need to say to me is, can you review this list of changes? It's nothing urgent. We're not working on it in phase 1, 2, or 3, but way down the line, it'll come in handy. And by the way, I am flattered that you asked me for my opinion and stuff. It's good that you want the expert's opinion and stuff like that. But we just thought, this is coming in phase 1 because there hasn't been this communication. It's all about communication.
Yeah, I can see. Like for me, it's like for me the things are like I'm very much engaged in the topics, right? So for me, things are probably clearer, and then I don't communicate it accurately enough, and then the peers don't understand what exactly I mean. I don't know how I can solve this because it requires that I need to understand the exact level of that person, and it's hard to do. Because then, I could, if you start to explain everything from scratch, and you start with, okay, what is 0 hour? Right?
Yeah. And I get it. You're way more technical than me. You're a programmer, a coder, whatever. And I'm just a player. I'm just a player on a YouTuber. And we just need to get on the same level. I get that. But I do think 90% of this conversation is solved just by having this announcement and a vague idea of a roadmap. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Idea for what you're going to do with 60 hertz or not, and just like a few bullet points on each phase.
Yeah, I think it would be good. I hope that Community Outpost could put something like that together, because I don't really want to do that myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand the pains. Players are protective over the game, and they want it to go in some direction. But the thing is also that there are many different players that want different things, right? You can ask anyone, and people want different things, and I'm a bit distracting now from your topic, but this is the reason for these discussions that we always have, that you look at the game from this perspective, from the expert player perspective, right? And it's it's on the I would say it's on the furthest spectrum of conservative, right? Expert players are on the furthest spectrum of conserving the game, much more than new players who are much more relaxed about adding new factions and units and upgrades. And right, so new players looking for mods, and they just want to have nice units to play with, and some of the competitive players, they are more into the original game, and that everything remains the same, right? So it's a huge spectrum, and it's hard to please everyone. And we need to acknowledge that not everyone wants to do the same or wants to have the same, right? And so, and I'm very much of the opinion that we can't just push into this one direction that some people want, but we need to try to accommodate all of the players, the whole communities, including all the mod communities. That the goal is to bring everyone together in one place. So all the mod players, like the Rise of the Red players, Shockwave players, Generals players, Zero Hour players, that they all come together in one place, so that we are close in proximity, and that jumping into any kind of experience is just a simple click away. So that for example, for an expert player, it would be easy to also play Shockwave or some noob match, and that the noob player could also play some pro rules game or some mods or whatever, right? So that everyone's close together, but we have to acknowledge that there is no one way to do this and to configure the game in a way that everyone is happy, because players want different things. And we see this already today. Like, players prefer different maps. There are these Twilight Flame players with Air Force and GLAs on the side and, quad spam and so on, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the DEFCON players who just stick to their 3 versus 3 DEFCON matches, or FFA 2 versus 2 versus 2. And then you have the casino guys who just like the fun games, right? So there can be something for everyone, but not everyone wants exactly the same thing. And I think we need to acknowledge this, that there's not just this one way to do this, right?
Yeah. But okay, 3 things to say to that. I agree. Everybody wants different things, and there's all these different people that play all the different game modes. I totally agree on that. Number 2 is a lot of that can be solved with rules, like you already said. You go into a match, you tick, I want pro rules for DEFCON, or I want pro rules for Twilight Flame, because they're slightly different. Or I want whatever rules for Casino. You should be able to tick that inside of the lobby, I believe, not in a launcher. And I think that will satisfy a lot of people. But in terms of like balance changes and stuff, I can guarantee you the experts will be open to change and will agree to a load of changes eventually. But I think everyone is in agreement, probably in the whole community, that in phase 1, you don't touch anything. You just fix all the bugs, because fixing a load of bugs is already impacting the game a lot. The switch to 60 hertz is already changing the balance, by the way. Like GLA and the TNTs you can do and the micro you can do that you couldn't do in the original game is now like crazy. The laser locks you can do now is crazy. So it's already going to change probably like 20% just by fixing the bugs and improving the speed. Not to mention like not the bugged out terrorists that are now going to always guaranteed hit and stuff like that. The balance is already going to change massively. So I think the view of the experts is, and I'm sure they'll pop up in the comments of your video, is that you fix all of them first and then see where the balance lies, because it might have changed. China might now be like massively overpowered, and you might need to react on that. But I guarantee you, the experts do want things to change, but they just want to see how things pan out, and it's more of a minimalistic approach. But I also don't think the game is totally broken. Like, yes, okay, China and Super Weapon are weaker, but the game isn't massively broken. We've got this far, but from the original game, and the experts have played tens of thousands of matches, and even if you play Air Force against China and Excal's playing China, he'll still be able to beat you with the China. So the game isn't that bad in terms of balance, I believe. It just needs a few tweaks, and I believe you can make it almost, well, not perfectly balanced, but a lot better than it is.
Yeah, I agree that like a careful approach certainly can work, will work. I think you also have to acknowledge, though, that the current expert players, they sink a lot of time into this game, and they are very accustomed to the game and pleased with the game. Like you put so much time into it because you are of the opinion that the game is good as it is. But like this is not universal. Like there will be players who look at this and say, "Oh, that's not for me because of X, Y, Z." Right? So, like just because we like it doesn't mean that everyone will like it, right? So, like it could also be the case, just like just making this up, but it could also be the case that if certain things were improved, that it could be much more appealing to way more players, right? In turn, there's this potential.
Yeah, but I honestly think that probably 90% of those things, experts and noobs both want. And you can make tiny little changes and little tweaks, and it can help balance the game, and it can suit everyone. And I think experts will be looking at that from a newbie level, mid level player, and a top level player. Whereas the newbie player who's just started playing 5 days ago, he's just looking at it from his point of view. Whereas I honestly think the experts are open to change and are looking at all levels.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. I'm worried that and I've seen this in discussions that pro players mostly look at things from the highly competitive scene, right?
Yeah.
But like to me, like when I look at things like no Aurora, no super weapon, no demo bike, 2 max battle bus, things like this, to me it's like a really strong indication that players don't like certain things, right? They don't want to deal with the demo bikes storming into their base and killing everything, right? So there are legitimate concerns. Otherwise, players would not complain about these things when you break the rules in the games, right? It causes huge social issues when someone breaks the rules in the game. Those agreed upon rules before you start the match. No demo bike, right? Someone builds a demo bike, and then the host is angry and then kicks the player in the next game, right? And this is a strong indicator that there needs to be something in place that that makes it not necessary that the people need to ban all these units, right?
Yeah.
Or gives like the option to ban units just straight out, right? Things like this. So I don't know. I can see that from in competitive play, like things even out in ways, right? So Auroras, Alpha Auroras, it's hard to get by with the super weapon because it have a harder time at the start. But for bunker matches, then the Alpha Aurora is pretty awesome, right? So, and my impression is that the new players, they are not so vocal about these things. They don't push much, right? So they won't be hurt in this thing. And and so that's why I'm not so fond of just like pushing into this one direction, but trying to give everyone the opportunity to have agency over what they want to play.
Yeah. On the things like the Alpha Aurora, I was only talking to Spalding about this like 1 or 2 days ago. And the view is, Alpha Auroras are crazy strong, and probably, I don't know, they could be more expensive or do slightly less damage. They can't one-shot an Overlord or something. But I think the experts are open to change, just not open to super drastic changes, like making the damage output of the Aurora 50% less or something. I think maybe with 20% less damage and 50% cost increase or something like that, you can probably solve it. But then super weapons weak in the beginning. You have to. It's a bit of a Rubik's cube. You change one piece and all the pieces change. But I don't think the experts are open to no change. I know Spalding for a fact thinks that Alpha Auroras are overpowered, and they will be open to change. But I think we're maybe jumping the gun a little bit, as you would say here in England. We should be focusing just on phase 1 and fixing the bugs, because like I said before, the balance is going to totally change, or is already changed already on Generals Online, just through the super speed and smoothness that you see.
I can only tell you right now, that's our only focus, only on the hard bugs and enhancements. We don't do any gameplay and So right now, there's nothing to worry about. The plan is to give the agency to the players, so the developers will not push agendas. It will be publishers, and anyone can be a publisher that can author their gameplay specific changes. So you can be a command center publisher, and you can publish your own game profile and have your custom tweaks to make everything balanced if you like. So the developers just want to make a best game. That's it.
Yeah. I totally understand that, and that's really cool. You're putting it all out there, and Generals Online are already taking all of it or some of it.
And I think the fact that you already appreciate the work that has been done, and it's such a much better experience already, I think that is evidence that the right steps are taken, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything to worry about. Everything is falling into place the way it should be.
Yeah, exactly. I just honestly think it's just this communication piece, and it just needs this one announcement, simple topic, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, like I keep saying. But then you said you want that to fall to Community Outpost, and you want someone to take charge of that. But it seems to me, whenever I've listened to these calls and stuff, nobody is taking charge. Nobody's dealing with that communication piece. Nobody's leading things. Is that the case, or is somebody actually leading things?
Well, the communication, I don't know. It's
nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing it. Clearly,
I was hoping that Legionnaire takes charge of these kinds of things, but he seems very busy with his video presentations. There are other people, but I can forward your feedback and tell that Dominator suggested to make like a high-level roadmap overview. I think it has been brought up by Antipro and by Brett and by someone else as well. So I think people are aware, but maybe they don't know what to write in there. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe someone like Antipro would be really good for that.
Antipro, he plans to do some video presentation with high-level goals. After syncing with some people. I don't want to be seen as you go into a call, Dominator says we need to make an announcement, we need to do a roadmap. I don't want to be seen as telling you guys what to do. I'm just telling you from everything I've seen, if you did that, I honestly think that 90% of these arguments and issues would just go away. I think that's just what we're missing. This is a bit of confusion. So, I don't want to be seen telling you guys what to do, or Dominator says we need to do that. That's not the case at all. I'm just telling you some kind advice, or what I think will help everyone. We just need that communication. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a legitimate complaint if even you, as engaged in the community as you are not really understanding the picture, then clearly some lack of information.
Yeah. I think it's a terminology thing as well. Like when people come on the forums and say, we're aiming to maintain retail compatibility, I kind of know what that means. But again, you probably want to try and put that in simpler terms. In phase 1, we definitely won't touch anything controversial. It'll basically just be all bugs and ETA early 2026 or whatever. Yeah, just a terminology thing again.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's hard to dumb it down. For me, like the things are like pretty clear. It's I don't know. Someone needs to find the right way. Maybe Antipro can do it.
He's maybe Antipro. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, there's the usual drama in the forum. Let's see what the future brings.
Yeah. Listen, I don't like all this conflict. I don't like these arguments. I don't like making massive long posts and ranting and complaining about everyone. We all just love the game, and we all just want to play the best game. And I think it's just because everyone's so passionate about it, especially you. You invest all these hours into fixing all the game code and making all your videos. And we all just want the same thing. but we all come from different backgrounds. We all have different levels of knowledge and terminology we use. There's probably a bit of language barrier. Like I talk in very quick and very very English way, and probably some things get lost in translation to you who's native German. But we all just love the same game, and we all just want the same thing. And yeah, I don't seek out these conflicts and stuff. So, but I think you know that.
Yeah. Yeah,
or not.
well, so my perspective is that you're very passionate about the game,
Yeah.
and but you're also very pushy about things,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
like for example, for me, it was quite a pain to have worked on the last iteration of the ranked maps, because like it's hard to work when like I push for quality, but you push
Yeah.
for
You know, that ranked map thing could have been solved with a communication thing again. You know, if there was a post out there, this is the requirements for ranked maps, this, we would have worked to that from the very beginning. But the truth is, we did work to one of those that made by Firearm many years ago. And then when we delivered it to you, you were like, oh no, that's not the list. Now you need to do this. It's a communication thing again. It's exactly the same situation.
Yeah, for me it was a very frustrating experience, because I always try to push for quality, right? So I don't mind like longer development cycles. Like for me, it's not a priority to get something done quick. I like to do it right, and to a level where I see, yeah, I can happily release it, and I think that it's good the way it is. Otherwise, if I'm not happy with it, then it's like, why bother? Like, if I don't like it, then why should anyone else like it, right?
Yeah,
So,
and I agree with that. If you want a car building or something, you want Zezon to make it because you're a perfectionist. It's going to work perfectly. If you want a program building or a map doing, it's going to be perfect because you're working on it. You're a perfectionist and a high quality of work, and that's really, really cool. And I appreciate that. Everyone should strive to be a bit more like that. But the thing is, it's a communication thing again. We worked towards a list for those ranked maps, and there was like 10 things put together by Firearm, and we met every single criteria. But then when we delivered it to you, the criteria changed. And I still don't think that list has been updated. So Firearm, if he's listening to this video, needs to update that to save all future hassle. The goalpost changed, and that's where the confusion and annoyance came from our side.
I think the lesson learned here is that the community needs to be empowered to publish their own contents, right? It should not be me that green lights something that the community wants to release. And this is why we built the new GenHub app, which is a decentralized platform for publishers to publish anything that they like and for users to easily subscribe to. And so that you could release your own map pack and it would be easily distributed and anyone can use it straight away whenever you like to release it, right? This is a lesson learned, because the big problem with GenTool and also GenPatcher and all the other distributions, GenLauncher as well, that there always needs to be someone that green lights these things, like some third party, right? And that's a problem, because then players or creators don't have the agency to, be their own boss and have their own release schedules and, author their own content. Yeah. This is the big lesson learned. Like, it should not be me who does the ranked maps, because
and in the future it won't be you anyway. I don't think. Well, with all the development going on, it won't be you and GenTool anymore.
I won't have time for this. GenTool is meant to be obsoleted entirely. Apart from maybe the screenshot stuff, the replay uploads.
That was my next point actually. If we can get that working on Generals Online, it would be amazing. If you shared the source code for GenTool with Daniels, for example, like just Daniels, is that something that he could easily get working on Generals Online, or is given that GenTool is going to become obsolete in the end anyway? Is that a possibility or something or not?
I'm pretty sure that he can get an implementation without any assistance. seems
Ah.
competent enough. It's not
Right, okay.
it's not a really complicated beta. If he can build a game server, then he can build some replay uploading. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think the biggest issue that we will face will be cheating. So that is something that I think players should be worried about, and not about any any patches
Yeah.
that change gameplay. Because cheating, I don't know if we have any evidence for cheating already in ways,
No, not yet.
but
Not yet.
it will be possible to make map hacks now that will be pretty much undetectable. So
Yeah.
so the way that, like, when you click a unit in the fog and then you have like this illegal lock on that Gentoo was able to detect on replay playback, this was only possible because the map hacks were, the implementation of them was not so great, right? But now it can be implemented in ways where you can't see this. Like those map hackers, they won't screw up and click units in the fog because they won't be able to. And then what happens is you can't detect this probably. So yeah.
Okay.
So what can happen is that you will have tournaments with huge prize monies, and someone will have a cheat in there, and you won't be able to easily see it. So this will be a concern. I don't know yet how competitive scene will deal with this now, but solving this also is not straightforward because of the open sourceness of the whole thing, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
Okay, yeah. We haven't seen any cheaters yet, but yeah, that's probably the next problem that's
yeah,
come in.
Despite
But to be fair, sorry, go on.
This will be by far the biggest social issues in the future, because I mean, I think you have been around before 2010 in Zero Hour.
Yeah.
And cheating was the biggest social issue, right?
Yeah.
Like whenever you played too good, you were accused of map hacking. It was automatic because players always assumed if someone is so good, they must be cheating, right? And it was kind of reasonable because so many people were cheating, right? So it's possible that this makes a return. I hope not, because this is very bad. It makes for a really toxic atmosphere.
Yeah.
It will be hard to deal with this. So we need some good strategies there, and maybe this is something that players should focus on or worry about. But I suspect that this needs strategies from development, but probably also a lot of eyeballing from the community to, like, push these cheaters away effectively, to get them out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen any yet, but we know for a fact that's coming one day. So let's cross that bridge when we come to it. But I would have faith in all the developers that we will be able to come up with some strategy to combat it. But yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, cool. I think I've taken up enough of your time. I like these more short, punchy calls with a set agenda, because then we don't ramble on for 3 hours. I think people stay engaged more. and I don't waste too much of your time, because I know you're working on the game we love. So, all right, thanks, Sezon.
Yeah, it was nice talking with you. I wish you a great day.
Yeah.
And enjoy the new experience.
Yeah. And thank you once again, because I am experiencing it every day already.
That's good.
All right. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay. See you, Sezon. Bye.
Okay, so let's get back. Is the recording still running? It is. Yeah. Okay. Good. Maybe I need some music here. Let's do some good old synthwave. Okay, so let's continue merging. Fixed crash of nearest command button target is not found. Prevent dead units from blocking positional context commands. That one is not yet merged. Bug fix. This is input. 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 Good. Prevent dead units from blocking positional context commands. Bug fix input. Do not deselect worker on canceling building placement mode. We can also merge that. Yeah. Let me check one more time. Generals and 0 hour. Yeah. Interesting that there's this here, but here it's not. How about we describe it as no longer deselect worker units on canceling building placement mode. Is this a bug fix or is this an enhancement? Tweak. No longer deselects the builder. Let's make it an enhancement. No longer deselect worker unit on canceling building placement mode. Okay. Okay. Okay, show the experience bar for the selected player when observing. It's a bug fix. Okay. Looks good, needs to be replicated in generals. Show the experience bar for the selected player when observing. Show the experience bar for the selected player. Okay. Good to go. Fix angry mob selection and clearing of unit information from the controller when deselecting a unit during replay. Okay. I think it is a bug fix. It is a bug fix specific to this project, but we can label it as a bug fix. Yeah, control bar. We should say during replay playback. Fix angry mob selection and clearing. Control bar when deselecting a unit during replay playback. Oof, a lot of reactions here. Okay, looks like we need to wait for this one. Hit and miss. Some people don't black screen anymore. Some see the full effect or a broken version of it, while others still either black screen or crash. Oof. This is bug fix rendering. Okay, while we wait for this, let's rebase this guy. Actually, no, I would like to finish merging these before I do that to avoid another merge conflict. Yeah. Although it seems not likely. I take it slow. Okay. Yeah. Sect exile. Fix angry mob selection and clearing of unit information from the control bar when deselecting a unit during. Resolve a crash caused by an AI player not finding a valid sneak attack location. Okay. Bug fix AI. I should probably say fix crash caused by an AI player not finding a valid sneak attack location. Fix game crash. Okay, cool. Looks safe. Fix call signs. I think this description doesn't really tell the severity of the issue. Difference. Fix game crash with crash when Chile. Spawn a new cargo truck. Using scripts make the cargo truck use its detonation ability. The game crashes. Fix game crash with that. Bug fix, I would say. So if it only happens with scripts, then maybe we should say bug fix scripts. When executing scripted GUI command fire weapon. Let's say fire weapon commands. Fix game crash with attack position when executing scripted fire weapon commands. Fix game crash with that when executing scripted fire weapon commands. can also add script here. You can remove bug. Is that only 0 hour? Ah, yeah, we checked the last session and it was 0 hour only. Fix game crash with that when executing scripted fire weapon commands. Put it like so. That's okay. Okay, looks like we have merged the pending stuff. That's good. I almost have 700 commits. Look at that. Okay, cool. Then next step, I will update these two here. So remotes. Bunch of fixes merged. Okay, so let's update this one here. Pull rebase. Okay, that's great. By the way, are all the guys gone here? Looks like so. Yeah, then I think we can delete this one as well. Oof. What is this? This, right? Okay. Is that how it works, yeah? Well, let's see. That has worked. Okay, so smudge effects. Oof. Okay, let's refactor, rebase. Aha. Aha. The trailing white space. Beautiful. Oof. That should be easy to fix. Just do that and that. Oof. 273 changes till then. Wow. Okay. Time flies. Okay, so we merge for now. It does fix some of the graphical issues, but not every issue. Who still has issues with this? Okay, let's update this guy here. Merge and move game memory files to core. Merge and move game memory files to core. This guy. Okay, merge conflict, of course. There's no base revision for scripts. Yes. Yeah. Oof. I don't understand what's going on here with this diff. Why is this? Why does it look like this? It makes no sense. I guess we just do it like so. And so. Done. Right? Yeah. I think that's right. Yeah, the next one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You can on occasion get a driver crash from it as well. Thus it works perfectly fine and fix the black screen. It's really hit or miss, but I think it's more manufacturer driver related. Would he be able to extract some additional information from Ibra? Would you be able to extract some additional information to get into on the crash? Perhaps needs, if it is a GPU crash, then it may be difficult to diagnose because of DX8-ness. Yeah, I've no clue how to debug DX8. I think it's notorious for being severely outdated, and none of the modern tools are able to work with it. So I don't know. Yeah, if it's a CPU crash, then that would be great, and it should be easy to look at. But yeah, as soon as it's GPU, I have no idea what to do. The only thing that I can imagine is we just try different things until the problem is gone. I don't know. On my machine it works, so I'm happy, but yeah. It's a bit. Yeah, this is always a problem when things behave differently on different machines because of drivers and hardware. Yeah. It's easier to develop on a console because there at least it's the same for everyone, always, right? Yeah, very specific hardware and software. Okay, let's get to the next change. Oh, all the merge conflicts. Next one. Ugh. What is this? Move memory. General's code, general's code. Oof. Oof. Okay, that's a massive shit. Oh boy. So it looks like we do that. Scrolling is wild here. So we removed a bunch of code here, and then yeah, I think that this is correct. I hope. Okay, I hope I didn't make a mistake. Yeah, probably it's fine. And the next one. Delete file. Okay. Okay, so merge game memory code. It's conditionally appended. Enable obsolete code. I'm a bit confused here by this define. Why is this not used? Let me see. Do we want to keep that still? Could keep it, yeah. Okay, I think what we need to do, we need to reset this one. Reset current branch to here. Mixed. Then we need to remove we need to revert all these guys here. Then we need to go to projects, game code, scripts, CPP. Let's open a command prompt. remove trailing white space. Oh, Python remove trailing white space. Okay, that is done. Yeah. Oof. I reset this. Okay, then we amend these guys to this commit. And then good. So unify move files. Good. Then we move these guys one more time. There we go. Okay, let's before we do any more changes. Well, too late. Already did the change. Yeah, let's see if it builds. Let's enable generals. Generates. Good. Then Let's build all of this bullshit. Good. I need water. Okay, so it's building, yeah. And the machine is hanging. Oh boy. Let me check the notifications. Okay. Okay. Sounds good to me. Only factors all day long if else if blocks into switch statements. Okay, cool. Let me see. Ah, we need a side by side. Impossible to look at. There we go. I think we already looked at that. This looks good. This looks good. What is this here? Return ref? Not done. True. Not done. True. Not done. is this return necessary? Wouldn't it fall down to the next one? Wouldn't it fall down to the next one? Yeah, to me it looks like this can be omitted and it can just return here. Done. I don't think that this fall through is necessary. I do not think these kinds of fall throughs are necessary. Static analysis will not warn of these. Because by convention, this fall through is implied. By convention, this fall through is implied. This can be removed. This comments can be removed. Several times in this file. Oh boy. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here with this stuff here. Why is there now a ref? Where's this coming from? Ref null. Why is that? What is this for? I think I understand why. Maybe use case. Instead of declaring this variable here. Ah, this... Jesus Christ. Who's designing this UI here? My gosh. Okay, maybe use case x instead of this here. Because oh boy. I think you can move. I think you can move this. It's turn. You can move these guys back into the switch cases when using scoped cases. Case A break does not hurt, but is also not strictly required. By convention, this fall through is implied. Okay. Okay. Did it compile? Yes. Very good. Okay, cool. Then let's take this guy and merge this again. Okay. Let's also test if we can compile this in isolation. Oh boy, this takes a long time here. Okay, so this one is served. Some people still get driver crashes or black screens when enabling this. Poor. Scale fonts based on the smallest screen dimensions, so they scale independent of aspect ratio. Adds the ability for the font scaling function to properly handle scaling fonts when none 4:3 aspect ratios are used. At the moment, since only the width is taken into account, fonts can be scaled larger than they should be when playing in a wide aspect ratio. Okay. X resolution, adjust factor. Scale fonts based on the smallest screen dimension. Min. It's a weird way to scale both this but also this. Huh. Oof. Min. So let's say this. Actually, maybe it makes sense. So let's say you have 800 by 600 resolution, then this will be 1 and this will be 1, so that just factors 1. Okay. Then let's say you do 1600 by 600. Yeah, so you double this one. This will be 2 and this will still be 1, so I just factors 1. Then you increase this, let's say, to 1200. And this is 1600, so this will be double, and so adjust factor is twice. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. So I think this means that, can make a calculator. This means, so right now the most popular resolution probably for the game is 1920 by 1080, right? So this guy divided by 800 is 2.4. Adjust factor 2.4. And so here in this case, with this change, it will be um, 1080 divided by 600 will be 1.8. So the text will be smaller. I expect that this will significantly shrink text size in the most popular resolution, 2019 by 1080. Originally, the adjust factor was 2.4. With this change, 1.8. How do we deal with that? Did you say anything about it? So this is 1.8 divided by 2.4. So that's a 25% decrease, which is a 25% size decrease before that. Good. So has this passed? Yes, it has. Okay, then check out. Why does it take so long? Good. Say we make a build and we launch generals once and 0 hour once just to see if it launches properly. Good. Let me see what other changes I still need to act on. I think the cursor capture I still need to work on. Oh, not too much. That's good. Okay, I need to do this. Then I can merge this and close these two. This one needs more work. This one I just did, and this one is still pending. There's no one that can review this because apparently I'm the only one that uses AMD graphics card and has this debug help crash. No one else can test it. Yeah. I think for starters, you can update this branch and push this branch with latest main and push again, which will run the replay checks. Let's say validation. Font was scaled larger than it should have been to begin with and only gets larger on a 29 by 9 monitor. If you run this and compare, the fonts often look better and are more in proportion compared to before. Huh. Okay, so it looks like I need to create a before and after for this. My expectation is that the text will be smaller across the board, but yeah, we need to see it. Yeah. Good. So we have compiled. Very good. Okay. Why did we build the tools? What is this? Oh, well, I didn't mean to build the tools. Good. Then let's launch 0 hour. Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Ugh. Ugh. Boy, this is the parsing again here that goes ape shit. My gosh. Performance place. Maybe we reduce the threads to 2. Nice legs. Okay. Okay, well, it looks like in general things work. Let me do some big attack here. Yeah, and here. Everyone attack. There we go. Okay, looks good. Okay, let's launch generals as well. I think we can already push it to the remote. Okay, generals. There we go. Hello. Set a startup and let's go. Okay. That looks promising. Let's start a match here with the brutal armies. Yeah. Let's rush in here. Oh, he's smart. Oh shit, I'm getting wrecked here. Game speed is a little bit fast. Uh-oh, I'm getting rushed in my home base. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The rush didn't work well. It's okay, the game works. Good. Cool. Then I will merge this next. Oh, we do actually use it here. Use obsolete general's code. Okay. Oh, this is not correct here, or is it? Um, yeah, this looks wrong. Oops. Um, yeah. How did that happen? Uh-huh. Yeah, that was not supposed to happen. Right. Oops. Oopsie. That and that. Okay, let's compile this again. And let's also compile it with null memory one more time. Just to make sure. Let me push this again. Okay, then we disable the tools, generates. Okay. Good. Okay, I don't understand what that means. Um, okay, let me try to understand this. Not done, false. What did this do before? Not done, false. Ah, there's a loop, while, aha, not done. Aha. While not done. Aha. Aha. Okay, I see. It is inside some while loop. Okay. Okay, so this one has compiled, fantastic. Then let me compile this without game memory. Rebased. Rebased on main. Tested game memory. Generals and 0 hour. Worked. Null memory also still compiles and works. Okay, that has succeeded. Fantastic. Then let's run 0-hour ones. See if that launches and works. It does. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, we need to wait for the compilation to finish, then we finalize that. And then I think we can also update the cursor capture change, and then I think we're done with this session. Okay, what's the next step? Waiting. Yeah. Did some kind of following get added since divs I did not make are getting added to my commit changes. Did some get added since my commit changes. Divs I did not make are getting added. Can you elaborate? There was a editor config file added. Check that. One of the settings in there is not good. You can remove it and push to main. Okay, so this one is ready. Let me check the commits once more. So we have merge game memory codes, vector, move memory pool size arrays into separate source files. Yeah. Move game memory files to core. Okay. Rebase and merge. Okay, then that means we can also delete this branch and this branch. Then we go to main. Oh boy. Okay. Good. Pull rebase. Okay. Then next we do implement cursor capture. This one has two changes. Then rebase. Okay. Next. Okay, somehow it has troubles. There we go. Okay, my work in progress list is significantly reduced. That's good. Okay. Looks good. Okay. Continue our rebase. Okay. That has worked. Okay. Let's compile that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, there was one thing that needed changing here. Um, this one. This wants to go inside pause game inputs. Oops. Oh boy. Okay. Good. So this guy wants to go inside pause game inputs. Yeah. Pause game input. Yeah. Okay, let's test that. Okay, so right now we have no cursor capture. Yeah. Then we load some skirmish match. Yeah. Now we have a cursor capture. Yeah. And now if we press escape, we no longer have. Let's load a replay. Oof. Oof. Okay. So if we pause the game, we are still captured like this. And we can still use edge scrolling to move around. Okay, if we unpause still, and we do this, we can move out. Okay, cool. That works. Okay. Good, then I will create here this, I merge it in there. Okay, then we need to we need a git diff, git bash. Good. From this to this. Oof. Oof. No, that's not good. Prepare new game. Here. Okay, so for some reason that did not go through. But now it is. Set game mode. Game mode. Get game mode. Is in game. Is in game void. Yeah. End game modes. Okay, does that look good? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, seems fine. And here we have another thingy. Game Logic CPP. Game mode, set game mode, game mode mode. Okay, is that it? Seems like it. Okay, let's see if that compiles for status. Good. Then good. Then this would be a fixer commit for this guy. Oh, compile errors. Uh-oh. Oof. What? How did this end up in there? What is this? Get game mode. Okay, but this is correct, right? Ah. Ah, I see. There we go. I had some instances where I moved lines of code and asterisk got moved from right to left on a pointer or switch. Gained a space between it. try disable, auto formatting, Visual Studio. Formatting. Okay, so that has compiled. That's great. Then we do the fix up for this. Yep. And then the next one. Next one, we do this here. This one. Where is it? Here. Okay, hopefully not too many conflicts. Yeah, a few. It's a multiplayer game. Okay. Okay, let's search for this here. One, two, three lines. And another one here. Let's search for this one here. Okay, fantastic. Oh shit, that didn't work. Aha. Get scroll factor. All right. That looks good. There's another thing up here. Class money. Public types. Okay, is that all? Maybe. Good, let's compile that and see if that works. Feed mouse. Implement cursor capture. That is compiled. Fantastic. Cool. Then let's commit that as a fix up. Okay, let me do another rebase. Now auto squash. Dimension. Oh, it looks good to me. Fixed. Replicate it in generals with conflicts. copy. Okay, cool. That is sorted. I think we went through all the items here. Then I think we can go to this guy, and we can also rebase this. Then we remove generals. My fog uses a different versioning scheme. Version implies that it is a pre-beta release. For the Bikers project, we agreed to use a date-based versioning. Just need to decide if we want to use preview date or weekly preview dates. Okay, I think this is something we should look at in the next session. Okay, then I will also stash pop. build this again. Okay. Good. Then I think I will take a break here. Yeah, has been 3 hours 30. We merged a bunch of changes. I revisited some of the previous changes and updated them. And yeah, next session, I would say we look at this review once again. And then we get back to the render frame, logic frame decoupling and try to fix more of the issues that we have seen there with the physics behavior, and still camera movement is not quite right. Yeah, somehow. Yeah, it's quite an annoying change. But I think it's important to get this decoupling done because it is a bit of an upset that you can't independently control the game speed from the frame rate, right? It's a concern in single player, but also in replay playback. Yeah. Good. Then, yeah, that will be it. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.